Okay, what is going on, guys? I just wanted to come to you with another quick video, this time about how to tier up and how to reach tier 500. So we're gonna go through the exact steps I took to get from getting out of tier 10, getting out of tier 25, getting out of tier 100, and ultimately to where I am right now, which is tier 500. So I have a few other videos out, but just to recap very quickly, my merch journey started in September 2017, very end of it, and we are now in April of 2018. So to give you guys kind of an idea, for me, I work a full-time job, have a bunch of other stuff going on. This is very much a side hustle for me, and so I've treated it like that. However, progressively, I've been putting a little bit more time into it as I've started to see some results with it. So again, guys, I'm not an expert on this. I'm just going over what I've learned and to show you guys that, look, like I came from the exact same place you did. It's just about following the steps that everyone else is following who's having success. So with that being said, we can see my numbers here. All time, I've done about 72 designs. I'll show you guys the breakdown. So again, still haven't had a ton of income generated from this revenue model yet, but we're in it for the longer term game. So again, we started in September here, at the very end, did 1 unit. October, as you guys can see, we did 6. And then in November, we did 12 units, and fourth quarter, December, obviously picked up 24 units. So I started to get pretty excited about the business model itself. And then it's kind of leveled out a bit. This month's been a little bit slower on merch. And so I've started to expand off to other platforms, which I will update you guys on as well. But what you all came for is how to get started, how to get out of the first tiers. Now, really, guys, the key, in my opinion, is when you're first starting, so in that tier 10, you want to get all the slots filled as soon as possible, but you want to think about designs that put some time into your designs. You have 10 slots, that's it. Utilize them. Fill those up as soon as you can. Now, this is just my personal piece of advice. When it comes to tier 10, I honestly think that it's worth it, and I would be shocked if Amazon doesn't change this in the future, but I honestly would recommend even spending some money to potentially buy yourself out of that tier. Now, what that means is essentially, let's say you sell 5 units, and then to get to the next tier, you need to sell about 10 units. So the general rule of thumb with tiering up is you're going to have to sell roughly the number of units that you have slotted open for yourself. So for example, in tier 10, to leave tier 10, generally speaking, and it was true for me and a bunch of other people I've seen, you need to sell 10 units before you move. Now, that's not a hard guideline as far as I'm aware. It's just kind of the rough guidelines and what we're seeing most people getting tiered up at. So point being said, when you're in tier 10, I honestly think the best move is to get your designs listed, price them low so you're making maybe only a few cents per design. And if, let's say, you get to 5 designs or 5 units sold, just buy yourself out the other 5. You can look at it as a startup cost, however you want to look at it, but that's also going to help boost those designs. Maybe buy your one unit each of your 5 favorite designs or 5 best designs, and hopefully that's going to get you out of tier 10. If it doesn't, let's be real, it's just a waiting game. You only need to get 10 sales, so just keep working on that until you can actually tier out. Now, once you get out of tier 10, and the reason, again, I really recommend highly buying yourself out if you need to, if you just have a few units to get out, is that's going to get you into tier 25. Now, tier 25, the way I look at all these tier levels is it gives you a little bit more room to experiment, to breathe, to not worry as much about let's say, the quality of the design, or to worry more about the quality of the design, but it gives you kind of the time and the freedom to think about your merch business a little bit more. So hitting tier 25, again, that's going to allow you to put 2.5 times as many designs up. That's great. That's huge. And again, during this time, you're also getting to experience like what is selling, what works, what doesn't. So tier 10, tier 25, the strategy is price low. Don't go for making money. It's, again, about the long game. I think until you reach about tier 500, Plus, it's really about the long game and pricing low. Now, the strategy that I've seen work is once you get a few units sold, you guys, let's say you get a few out of 25, you get 3 designs that are selling maybe 1 or 2 units a month. As soon as I get my first or second sale on a design, I normally will move it up in price, normally to either where kind of the competition for those keywords are, or to even just where I'm making at least $1 or $2 per sale. Now that's again just a general recommendation. I'll be upfront with you guys. The way that I've been running all of mine up to this point to get to tier 500 is, again, the exact same thing I'm telling you. Low cost, low cost, low cost. Try to pick the low-hanging fruit and get those designs selling. And again, Amazon's going to reward you when it sells. Just like anything else on Amazon, you're going to get pushed up the rankings and get the better BSR, the bestseller rank, when you're selling designs. So I think price low and until you're really kind of hitting the 500 threshold. Now, so tier 10, tier 25, we've gone over. Now to get to out of tier 100, I'm just going to let you guys know what my experience has been. Now, I've in total sold 76 units, as you can see from my numbers here. And I followed the exact same strategy. I've only made $75, so roughly $1 per unit. It's not much money, but again, you have to understand it's for the long-term game. Right now, my one goal was to get to tier 500 because the biggest thing is at tier 100, I could only upload 5 designs per day. It got bumped up at the very end for me to 10 designs a day, which really got me to like my last slots filled. And so it took a while for me to get from tier 25 to tier 100. I kept the prices low. I got up to about 66 designs live, and my numbers were okay. I did 10 units in January, 6 in February, and 8 in March. But what finally got me over the edge is deciding, look, I'm going to just, 1, getting up to 10 uploads a day, and 2, just deciding, look, I'm going to finish this. I'm at least going to max out my slots. And that's something that I highly, highly urge. If you want to take it serious with this merch business and move faster than I did, which is my goal for you guys, fill your slots immediately. Make it a priority every single day. Even if it's a stupid design or something like that, at least get something up because something is going to be better than nothing. And you can always take a design down later if you really want to. So with that being said, what happened for me is now on this one, I only did 76 sales and 4 cancellations, so 72 sales. Now, as soon as I got my 99th design uploaded and approved, that next day, and you can see here 99 designs, I haven't uploaded any more since I got this because it was yesterday, but since I got that approval, or since I uploaded that 99th design and it got approved, I literally the next day hit the 500 tier. Now, the biggest thing why this was so important for me is because now I can actually scale a little bit more. And again, going back to it, we have a little bit more room to breathe. So now I can start looking at the option of actually outsourcing a bit more heavily to a designer who has some more expertise than myself and actually starting to scale the business a little bit more. And that's where it gets really fun, guys. I'm really excited for kind of the next few steps. So with that being said, again, one more time to repeat the strategy is if you need to, in the lower 10 and 25 tiers, buy yourself up to the next tier. If you're just a few units short. Number 2, price low. You want to get those low-hanging fruit. Even if you're not making any money, if it's just a few cents, price low so you can try to get the low-hanging fruit and move up out of those tiers. Now, once you're in tier 100, that gives you a little bit more room to breathe. Focus on the higher quality designs, keep the prices still low, and now 500, well, we'll see, and hopefully I'll have another video update for you guys soon once I have a little more experience with this. So with that being said, guys, that's it for this video. Many more to come, and I'm going to let you guys know on the next one what my strategy is going forward to hopefully pick up some of my sales, outsource my designs, and push on other platforms. So with that, I am signing off.